So the first thing I would like to tackle is change management regarding adoption of machine learning for forecasting. As with any technology, you have people who are totally opposing that, and you have some people who are more in favor of it. And I see it on LinkedIn. Each time I post, I always get a few people from the same side. This is never going to work. I would never do it. You know what? I just stopped trying to convince them. That's fine. Just stay where you are, and I will be working with people who want to make better supply chains. Now, I've seen multiple clients. I've seen great leaders. I've seen average leaders. I've seen poor leaders. To me, if you want to successfully implement an automated process, and we can discuss machine learning and demand planning, but we could discuss any process. You need, as a leader in the room, to give a clear vision for everyone in the room what is going to be their role in the future. I'm going to go back to demand planning, but then again, this would apply to any process. If you say to your demand planner, your job, and I pay you to change, do forecast, and modify and tweak the models, that's what people are going to do. And it needs to change. It needs to change to your job is to make sure that the data that goes into the demand forecast engine is as good as possible, and your job is to find information beyond what's fed to the model, and then based on that, maybe enrich the forecast if needed. If you don't say that, people will keep on modifying the forecast day in, day out, because they would simply feel that if they don't do that, they cannot justify their salary. So again, for adoption, it's extremely clear that we give a clear picture, which is again relates to my slide with insight-driven review and insight collection and so on of what people should do. Now, something I'd like to add is this explainability. I think it's an open topic, and I'm myself growing on that, but I would say that for me, explainability is not required at all. I don't know how my car works, I still use it, and I never try to send an email to Mercedes to say, well, I will only use it again if you can explain me how it works. I would never do that. I don't know how internet works, I don't know how this thing works, I have no clue, I still do it. If a supply chain, I think, relies on explainability or storytelling or stories to use a forecast and to trust a forecast, you will never be able to scale. Because it means that your supply chain and your process rely on the fact that some human have some persuasion capabilities to influence other people to use your forecast because they have a good story. For me, you need to trust the forecast because the accuracy, however you measure accuracy again, is reliable. And over time, it has been accurate, or the decision has been meaningful over time. You trust things, you trust process, people, models, because quantitatively, it's great, not because the story makes sense. If you just go for the story, it's going to be a failure. I've seen myself so many consultants winning projects because the story made sense, and then it never drove any value, because actually once you do the model, it doesn't create any value, but the story is nice. So that's why I would really try to stay away as much as possible, from the story.